Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to School of Personal Finance. My dad promised me that I will be in his intro, and I hope you like me being in his videos.
How adorable is she? She is a rock star. So I'm away on vacation with my family this week, and I thought it'd be the perfect time to do a flashback Friday where I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show you some highlights from a debt series that I put out a little over a year ago. So I did like 3 weeks in a row videos all about how to get out of debt. And over the last few weeks, I've received a lot of emails and questions about the best way to get out of debt. So I thought this would be a good time to do it. The highlight of that video reel was the Debt Snowball, the Dave Ramsey method for getting out of debt, which works great. So I go through a simple example of how to create your own debt snowball. So I hope you enjoy this one. Let's get to it. So now this first clip here was from a video that I put out called The Bad Debt Blues. And it's all about the mind frame and psychology and how crappy it is being in debt. So let's watch this one first.
In simple terms, the real reason people are in debt is because they have more money going out than they have coming in. And you just can't sustain on that path. So if you're spending more than what's coming in, the only way to do that is to borrow money. The solution is pretty simple. Either you increase your income or you decrease the amount that you're spending. Simple, but not easy. What is not a solution that you see most people try to do is borrow additional money to pay off old debts. Once you find yourself in the hole under a pile of debt, psychology starts to kick in. You start to think to yourself, well, I already owe all this money. Who cares if I buy something for a few $100 or we go on vacation and it costs a few $1,000s? I deserve it. So what? I owe 30 grand on credit cards. What's 32 grand or 33 grand? Just doesn't make that big of a difference. I want new sneakers. Yeah, I have no money, but I could charge it and it's just gonna add a little stone onto that already enormous rock pile I have in the backyard. So who cares? Just do it. But unfortunately, little by little, incrementally, that debt pile grows bigger and it becomes harder and harder to dig yourself out from underneath it. So why is it so hard to live without debt? And the answer is pretty simple. We've all been brainwashed that monthly affordable payments are a way to be able to buy anything that you want. So if you want new furniture for your house, you could finance it, a nice monthly affordable payment. If you want a brand new car every 3 years, it's very possible. All you need is a nice low monthly payment that you could afford. You don't need 40 grand to go buy the car. Education, you want to go to an expensive school? No problem. You could get student loans. You could finance it for the next 20 years. No matter what it is, there is somebody who's willing to give you a nice affordable monthly payment so that you could go and you could do whatever you want now. And unfortunately, it catches up with you. All of your future income has been committed to these nice low monthly payments that you have to make month in and month out. And the problem is you have no money left over after you make all those nice low monthly payments. What do? You have no money to invest. You have no emergency fund. You have no way to grow your wealth. You're committed to all these nice low monthly payments so you can afford everything in the world that you want and get it right now. Unfortunately, that is not a way to get ahead financially and to become wealthy and live a stress-free life. All that does is it just adds burdens. It locks you in your job. It gives you no flexibility. It leads to a very stressful life. A big focus for people should be to increase their income, no matter what you have to do. This day and age, there are so many opportunities to increase your income. There's only so much you could cut where you could make a difference if you already have a lot of debt. So getting your income to go from here to here can make all the difference in the world.
All right, I'm just gonna sneak in here for a second. So now this next clip was from the 3 ways that credit cards screw you. And I'm gonna talk about the first way in this clip right here.
So the first way that credit card companies can really stick it to you that you might not fully understand how it works is with the grace period. So if you pay your credit card balance off in its entirety, each and every billing cycle, then you will not pay any interest. So if you have a fresh new credit card, you use it and you buy $2,000 worth of stuff, you get your bill, you pay the entire balance off by the due date, you will owe no interest. This is the way credit cards are supposed to be used. Where they get you is if you do carry a balance. Let's say in that example, you didn't pay the whole thing off. Let's say that you paid $1,900 of your $2,000 monthly bill. So you carried $100 over to the next billing cycle. By doing this, you just put yourself in a really crappy situation because now, going forward, there's no grace period on your purchases, the interest is going to start accumulating the day you make the purchase. So if you now decide that you need to buy a new TV that costs $1,200, the day that you charge it, you are going to start paying interest on that television on the $1,200 amount, plus the $100 that you carried over from the previous month. So you no longer get that grace period where there's no interest being charged as long as you pay the balance at the end of the month.
All right, so that was only the first way that they screw you. If you want to see the other two ways, go back and watch that video from a little over a year ago. But in all seriousness, don't carry a balance on your credit card. It's really where things begin to get ugly. All right, so now we're going to go to the example of the debt snowball. Let's do it.
Once you're in the right mind frame, you've decided that there's nothing that's going to stop you, that you're getting out of this crap and you're moving on. This is what you need to do to get out. We call it the debt snowball. And this was really made famous by Dave Ramsey, who wrote the book, The Total Money Makeover, which is a great book if you're looking to get yourself out of debt. So I'm going to show you a quick example here that makes it very simple for you to just copy. So what you want to do is you want to list out every single debt that you have. And you want to start with the lowest outstanding balance. So set it up exactly how I have here with the different columns, showing the name of the debt, the balance that you have outstanding, the monthly minimum payment, and also the interest rate that you're being charged on that debt. List them out, smallest balance all the way down to the largest, and then we're going to start your debt snowball. So the concept behind this is that you are going to take that first item. In this example, it's the Chase credit card with a $1,300 balance. And you are going to attack it with laser focus. You are going to do whatever you can to pay that $1,300 off. And while you're completely focused on that, all the other debts beneath it, you are going to just pay the minimum payment on those until you have paid off that Chase credit card. So the whole key to this debt snowball working is that you have to be able to find extra money each month. There has to be some savings that you're cutting from your expenses or some income that you're adding through either a second job or selling things. There has to be found money that you could create through either of those two sources that you could now use towards paying down these debts. And obviously, the more money that you could find or create and pay down those debts with, the quicker your debt snowball is going to pick up speed and start eliminating all of these debts. Let's just make the assumption that you could create or cut an additional $400 out of your monthly expenses. So if you were able to take that $400 and use it to attack these debts, that would be a very good starting point. So if we look at that Chase credit card, you're currently paying the minimum payment of $25. We add that $400 to it, and now you're paying $425 every month on that credit card. If you were able to do this, it would only take you about 3 months, and that debt would be eliminated. And then the way the debt snowball works is you would now take that $425 that you were paying to the Chase credit card, and you would roll it into that American Express minimum payment that you're currently making. That's the next one down the list of our snowball. So for the American Express card, you're currently paying $40 every month. So now we throw on top of that the $425 that was going to Chase, and now you're paying $465 per month towards that American Express card. This would only take you about 4.5 months to now pay off that Amex. So look at that. After 7.5 months or so, you have knocked off the first 2 items on your debt snowball. So now your snowball is getting bigger and going on down the mountain. So the next item is that Wells Fargo debt. So what you're able to do now is you could take that $465 that was going to American Express for the last 4.5 months and roll that into the $96 minimum payment that you're making on the Wells Fargo credit card. So that's a total of $561 that's now going to the Wells Fargo credit card, and it would take you about 8.5 months to pay off that balance. So I hope you're getting the hang of this. It's pretty simple once you get going. And remember, the whole key is how much money can you start off with throwing at the debt. So at this point, it would have taken 16 months for you to pay off those first 3 items, which was a total of $8,300 in credit card debt. Not too bad. So then next up would be the car loan, which you owe $11,000 on. So on the car loan, you would take that amount that was going towards the Wells Fargo credit card in previous months, which was $561, you add that to the $220 that you're currently paying on the car loan. So that's a total of $781 that you could now attack that car loan with. So the $11,000 car loan, it would take you 14 months to bang that out. So now the car loan would be done. And then finally, the only debt that you would have left is that $23,000 student loan. So now at this point, you have $781 that you were just paying towards the car that you could then roll in to the $200 payment that you're making on the student loans. So $981 total that you could now pay your student loan with each month. And now at that pace, it would take you 2 years to knock out that $23,000 of student loan debt. So now in total, it would have taken you about 4.5 years to pay off all of your bad debt, $42,300. Not bad, considering you really only started with finding an extra $400 per month by cutting expenses or increasing your income with a second job. If you get even more aggressive, you could do this in half the time. So at the end of this snowball, that $981 that you were using to pay the student loan debt, there's no more debt. So you can now use that money to invest. That's a lot of money, right? That's almost $12,000 a year. So you could use that money to start saving for retirement, to fatten up your emergency fund, to have a vacation fund, to go do great things. The world becomes your oyster. You get out of the debt, and all of a sudden, things start opening up. If you struggle with credit card debt and you have all these different payments that you're making every month and it's hard to stay on top of and keep track of and keep up with, this is a great way to get a handle on that and to get very focused to get yourself out of this situation.
All right, everyone, that is it for this week. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, hit that like button, make it turn blue. I will see you all again next Friday. Thanks for being here.